You're listening to the Washington AI Network podcast, the winner of 2 2025 Communicator Awards. One for excellence in the science and technology category and an award of distinction for our episode on healthcare AI, featuring tech legends Ted Leonsis and Grant Verstandig. I'm Tammy Haddad for the Washington AI Network here at the NVIDIA GTC conference. It's been quite a day. Jensen Huang did the keynote address, and we got to talk to him right after.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., welcome to GTC. This is the Super Bowl of AI, people say. Today, we're announcing that the Department of Energy is partnering with NVIDIA to build 7 new AI supercomputers to advance our nation's science. I have to have a shout out for Secretary Chris Wright. He has brought so much energy to the DOE, a surge of energy, a surge of passion to make sure that America leads science again. As I mentioned, computing is the fundamental instrument of science, and we are going through several platform shifts. On the one hand, we're going to accelerated computing. That's why every future supercomputer will be GPU-based supercomputer. We're going to AI, so that AI and principled solvers, principled simulation. Principled physics simulation is not going to go away, but it could be augmented, enhanced, scaled, use surrogate models, AI models, working together. We also know that principled solvers, classical computing, could be enhanced to understand the state of nature using quantum computing. We also know that in the future, we have so much signal, so much data we have to sample from the world. Remote sensing is more important than ever. And these laboratories are impossible to experiment at the scale and speed we need to unless they're robotic factories, robotic laboratories. So all of these different technologies are coming into science at exactly the same time. Secretary Wright understands this, and he wants the DOE to take this opportunity to supercharge themselves and make sure the United States stay at the forefront of science.
Sir, did you approach the Energy Department, or did they approach you about making this supercomputer deal?
Today we announced 7 supercomputers for the DOE. We're also partnering with the DOE, 8 of the labs, on quantum computing, quantum GPU computing. And it's the energy that Secretary Wright has put into advancing science for America is just really incredible. But anyhow, we worked with each one of the labs individually. But it's really Secretary Wright's vision and his energy to want to advance this and get it done so quickly that really made it possible. We're building the largest supercomputer for the US government ever.
Telecommunications is the backbone, the lifeblood of our economy, our industries, our national security. And yet, ever since the beginning of wireless, where we defined the technology, we defined the global standards. We exported American technology all around the world so that the world can build on top of American technology and standards. It has been a long time since that's happened. Wireless technology around the world, largely today, deployed on foreign technologies. Our fundamental communication fabric built on foreign technologies. That has to stop. And we have an opportunity to do that, especially during this fundamental platform shift. As you know, computer technology is at the foundation of literally every single industry. It is the single most important instrument of science. It's the single most important instrument of industry. And I just said, we're going through a platform shift. That platform shift should be the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to get back into the game, for us to start innovating with American technology. Today we're announcing that we're going to do that. We have a big partnership with Nokia. Nokia is the second largest telecommunications maker in the world. It's a $3 trillion industry. Infrastructure is hundreds of billions of dollars. There are millions of base stations around the world. If we could partner, we could build on top of this incredible new technology, fundamentally based on accelerated computing and AI, and for the United States, for America to be at the center of the next revolution in 6G.
Sir, you announced a new cloud today. Your partners in the old cloud, how do you think they're going to feel about that, especially in telecom?
The telecommunication network today is essentially communications. It's not a computing platform. It's kind of like networking used to be back in the old days. Cloud computing added computing services on top of the network. We're going to do the same. We're going to use AI to revolutionize 5G to 6G, and then on top of that, we're going to use radios to deliver AI services for robotics and industrial automation, so on and so forth. I think it's going to be a brand new growth opportunity for us. This is several $100 billion infrastructure business, and it needs to be reinvented. So this is a brand new growth initiative for us.
Let's talk about AI. What is AI? Most people would say that AI is a chatbot, and it's rightfully so. There's no question that ChatGPT is at the forefront of what people would consider AI. However, just as you see right now, these scientific supercomputers are not going to run chatbots. They're going to do basic science. Science, AI, the world of AI is much, much more than a chatbot. Of course, the chatbot is extremely important, and AGI is fundamentally critical. Deep computer science, incredible computing, great breakthroughs are still essential for AGI. But beyond that, AI is a lot more. AI is, in fact, I'm going to describe AI in a couple different ways. The first way you think about AI is that it has completely reinvented the computing stack. The way we used to do software was hand coding. Hand coding software running on CPUs. Today, AI is machine learning, training, data-intensive programming, if you will, trained and learned by AI that runs on a GPU. In order to make that happen, the entire computing stack has changed. Notice, you don't see Windows up here. You don't see CPU up here. You see a whole fundamentally different stack. Everything from the need for energy. And this is another area where our administration, President Trump, deserves enormous credit. His pro-energy initiative, his recognition that this industry needs energy to grow. It needs energy to advance, and we need energy to win. His recognition of that and putting the weight of the nation behind pro-energy growth completely changed the game. If this didn't happen, we could have been in a bad situation. And I want to thank President Trump for that.
What's your favorite AI?
My favorite AI, I use ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and I ask them for second and third opinions.
And what's your best prompt? What's your favorite prompt?
My favorite prompt is when I load a whole bunch of research papers into the AI, and I come up with a rough outline of the type of research that I would like to do and a whole bunch of questions. And so I'm fairly rigorous in setting up the AI to succeed, and it comes back with a fairly detailed report, and that's really, really quite successful.
So this is what we talked about today. The second inflection point is now upon us. The second platform transition, AI from classical handwritten software to artificial intelligence. Two platform transitioning happening at the same time, which is the reason why we're feeling such incredible growth. Quantum computing, we spoke about. Open models, we spoke about. We spoke about enterprise with CrowdStrike and Palantir accelerating their platforms. We spoke about robotics, a new, potentially one of the largest consumer electronics and industrial manufacturing sectors. And of course, we spoke about 6G. NVIDIA has new platforms for 6G. We call it ARC. We have a new platform for robotics cars. We call that Hyperion. We have new platforms even for factories, two types of factories. The AI factory, we call that DSX. And then factories with AI, we call that Mega. And so now we're also manufacturing in America. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for allowing me to bring Thank you for allowing us to bring GTC to Washington, D.C. We're going to do it hopefully every year. And thank you all for your service and making America great again. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this inside look at the GTC conference of NVIDIA, talking to Jensen Huang. And we have more to come on our next episode where we talk to the technologists at NVIDIA and at companies from all around the world. Thank you for listening to the Washington AI Network podcast. Be sure to subscribe and join the conversation. The Washington AI Network is a bipartisan forum bringing together the top leaders and industry experts to discuss the biggest opportunities and the greatest challenges around AI. The Washington AI Network podcast is produced and recorded by Haddad Media. Thanks for listening.